Hello, my name is Lawrence and welcome back to another video. There's always been a bit of a false narrative that to become a good photographer or just to become a good artist in any creative field that you need the latest equipment, you need the best and most expensive gear, and this obviously isn't true. Some of the greatest photos taken or artwork and music was made on very basic equipment, and what really matters is who is behind the equipment. So that is why today we will be shooting on this £3 camera. I don't actually know if that's how much it costs. It was given to me in a Secret Santa by someone in my college. I'll link his Instagram in the description. Any robot, he has some really cool work, so check him out. So this is actually an underwater camera. It comes with housing, but I took the housing off and I can't find it now, so we're just going to be using it like this. I have used this camera once before and I found out that it's very dark, so it must have a very small aperture. It's best to shoot this when it's very bright outside. But before that, if you don't follow me on Instagram, then you might not know that I'm currently running a print sale of 3 landscape images. At the time of recording this, 2 of the sizing variants are now completely sold out, so if you want to pick up any of the prints, make sure to get over there fast, and that would be much appreciated if you wanted to buy one. And the website was made by today's sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace is all in one platform. No, I'm not actually sponsored by them, but Squarespace, if you're watching, please sponsor me. Your websites aren't cheap. They would just, help me out. But yeah, I'm gonna load this up with some Portra 400 and we're just gonna go out and shoot. See what kind of results we get. They're not gonna be the best technical quality, but I think we'll be able to make some decent images. So yeah, don't know what I'm doing. So, you might be thinking that didn't seem like a full roll of film, and that's because it wasn't. Now, you might have remembered me droning on about how you don't need expensive equipment to take good photos. I retract that statement slightly by saying you need equipment that works. There's a slight problem with this camera that I didn't realise, and the frame counter starts from 15 frames. It gets stuck whenever you reset it. So when I started the roll of film, the camera thought I was at 15 frames. So when I got halfway through the film, it wouldn't let me wind on anymore. I had a half a roll of blank film. And me being me, I tried to, be a smart arse and unload the film and put it back in another camera that does work and wind on about 20 frames or something just to be safe. Then take it out that and put it back in that camera but with the back of it open and wide on 16 frames again to trick the camera into using the whole roll of film, and that didn't work. Not only did I not get any more frames out of the film, I lost about the first 5 because I exposed it to light. Yeah, there's not much I can do about it now. I was going to attempt it again, but then I thought I'm just going to end up ruining this whole roll of film. So that's why there weren't that many photos. A bit of a waste, but let's talk about the photos I did manage to get. I was actually very surprised at how sharp some of these photos came out. The focus point on this camera is focus free. You can't focus, there's no controls other than just the shutter. The focus point seems to be, I'd say, about a couple meters away from the lens, so I think it's meant to be for taking pictures of people, because any kind of shots of stuff in the distance, it wasn't very sharp. But this photo of the car that I took, I was amazed at how sharp that is. I mean, it's just a wee plastic lens. I don't know if I'm getting overexcited, but I thought that was pretty amazing. Obviously there's going to be weird distortions around the edges of the photos. It's quite a wide lens. It's a 28mm lens, which it looks wider than 28, but yeah. So somebody that's good at photography probably could get really nice photos at a camera like this, but I'm actually surprisingly happy with what I managed to get. I often feel when you're restricted with a camera or what you're allowed to do, you're forced to become more creative with your shots, and you're forced to think outside the box, and subsequently you end up taking better photos. A lot of the time when I go out shooting with no purpose or no set plan, I rarely get anything very good. Sometimes you'll get lucky and a shot will just appear out of nowhere. When you go out with something in mind, or you set yourself restrictions on what you can take, I feel that's when I produce my best work. So this is obviously a very restricting camera. You can't change anything. You can't change any settings, but in a way it's also quite free, because you don't need to think about, is my exposure okay, where do I focus, is my shutter speed right? You just take more notice of your surroundings, and you're not caught up on what settings you use, and you're just kind of in the moment, as cheesy as that sounds. But I had a lot of fun shooting on this, and sometimes getting caught up on settings and equipment, it can take a bit of the joy out of photography. So I would recommend picking up a wee point and shoot camera like this. You can get them really cheap and just have some fun with it. Make sure it's working first if you're getting one second hand or anything, but highly recommend it. Well, I've definitely talked for long enough. I'm sorry that this video is a bit shorter, or maybe that's a good thing. So if you enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment, share it, do all those wonderful YouTube things, and subscribe if you care to see any more videos. And again, you can check out Any Robot. He is the person that got me this wonderful camera. I feel like I've just been sort of slating it quite a lot, but it's a lot of fun. And another shameless plug, if you want, you can buy some prints. There'll be a link in the description. So yeah, goodbye.